Okay, so here I am setting off on my journey. Bag on bed, fully packed. You see my England covers there. Very hopeful. Little did I know what would happen. But anyway, there I am with my packed bag, fully packed with everything I need for the next few days. Starting off my journey there. There I am with my thumbs up. I'm happy to be going. Look how happy I am. That's really oh my hair's a mess there. Good old coffee machine behind me, which I haven't used in got to be 5 years since I've had that. There's no place for it and won't fit anywhere in my room, so that's cool, but not part of the journey. So here I am, about to go, about to leave, straight out the door. My bag is just there. Got my coffee, just about to go. My last coffee before I leave. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get going to my first ever date.
Alright, I'm off. I feel like Bilbo Baggins going off on his journey, but it all starts now.
Here I am at the bus stop, waiting for my bus to come. Pretty hot there. I'd walked that way. Pretty nice walk, to be fair. But my top was sticking to my back there. Really sticky. But look at me there. Excited. That is me excited, trust me. That will happen a lot in this. There's a lot of times where I was feeling particularly away, but because you're in public, you don't want to quite, you want to express the camera as much as you can, but it's also difficult because you don't want people to see you doing that, basically. So, but trust me, I'm happy there. There I am, actually on the bus there, driving away. Hope I'm not doxing myself here, but here we are. I'm driving off. I'm not driving, the buses. There, nice little. Wow. You can also see I don't really have that hairy legs, but you can see my legs pretty hairy there. Okay, so when I got to the big city, which was taking me to where I needed to go, the station, very packed, very busy. Loads and loads and loads of people. So I couldn't quite film as I was walking up because that just would have been a bit too revealing. People would have seen me. So instead, the best you've got, I'm sorry, is me in the toilets. Me in the toilets. I genuinely need the wee. There's my bag, and there's me. I'm just little pit stop, so to speak. There I am because it's the best I could get. Right there is in the toilets. Here I am with. Okay, you might think that's a sausage roll. It's not a sausage roll. It's a chicken roll. They ran out of sausage rolls. Well, they said it was 10 minutes, and I thought, yeah, is it worth? Is it really worth waiting that long for it? Nah. So I instead got a chicken roll, which I didn't know existed. But I gotta say, it's actually really nice. Look there. Look at me enjoying it. It's actually really, really nice. Um, but I will say, hours later, little spoiler alert, I did start to feel a little bit sick. I don't know why. It was the only thing I'd really had since lunch at work. Oh, that's another thing. I've been working today. I've been working that day, so I were dog tired. But there's me enjoying that. Right, so quite a lot had happened by now. Look at me there, checking my hair. By then, I had actually gotten to the station, of course, and I went to the man at the desk. And I noticed on the board that it had said that there had been a delay. Ask the reception, of which I did. And then he said, okay, you need to get on this train here, which will get you to this station, which will then be the train you need to get on. I thought, fantastic, brilliant, of course. Of course, little did I know the start of a few little things like that. My lord, I can't believe it. It was just really, but not an issue. I'm thinking, okay, and they said that the next train you need to catch should, which would be the connection, would hopefully be held back. We'll do our best to hold it back for you. So then there I am on a train to another station, which is gonna then hopefully make a connection to the final station. I'm stood up on this one. It's quite packed, to be fair. A bit awkward because there's loads of people behind me. This is why I don't reserve seats. I'm so happy I didn't, because then, people are sat anyway. That being said, I think a lot of those people had reserved seats, so but it's just that awkward thing where if you do, someone might sit there, so you have to have the awkward thing of sorry, I'm not, can I just get there? So I don't do that. So I stood up in the middle of the aisle for a little while, to be honest. There's some people behind me that were speaking Spanish, I believe, because there was somebody in front who spoke to them, I think, to speak to me, and they said, "Oh, basically, are you getting off where we're getting off because we'll need to go past you?" And I go, "Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm getting off at the same one. Don't worry." So that's cool. Got to the station. This is one of the station which is meant to get me to the final one. Yeah, the connection, of course, was not able to be held back, meaning we missed it. Meaning we've now got another train to another station, which will then get us to our final destination. So here I am waiting for another station. It was at this point I took the time to text my mum back to keep up the pretense of going over to my brother's because I had used him as an excuse, as the perfect alibi. So here is a little text message saying yes, I got there to my brother's, which is of course not as far as I were going. So here's a little bit of a Freudian slip here. But here's my effort to keep her none the wiser, which sounds a bit harsh, but there we go. So here I am, eventually on the train. Took a little while, but it finally got there. There I am, I'm near a toilet seat. There's a lovely woman who's also going to the same station, sat to the right of me. She's going the same way. But then there's also, God bless her, there's a girl who wants to get in the toilet, and the classic where the toilet is locked off, closed off has happened. The toilet has been locked. She can't get in there. The poor dad is wound up by this. She's desperate. I've got to say, relate. When I used to get back from college or the city where I went to college, and then I would, meet with my friends or do something at night, the way back, the train would always be locked, and I'd be bursting. I'd had a few drinks and I'd be absolutely bursting. So relate. God bless her. I know exactly how she's feeling. God bless her. Here I am, finally at the station. Oh crap! You can see what station. Then again, you know where I'm going. You just know that that's a place in between. You can sort of make out a station in between, um, behind me there. But there I am, finally at the station. Fantastic. This is the station which is going to get me to the final station. So, in my head, I already had a general time for when I'll get there anyway. Turns out it would have been a lot quicker, of course, normally, if I'd gone there for the time I was meant to get there. Anyway, weren't as long as I thought. There's the station. There I am. Lovely. Now, annoyingly, this is where it gets even minor delay, I think, in the grand scheme of things. But there's these lads. I think they're at the other station too. They've been a bit annoying there. It's a bit, but only young, probably 17 or whatever. But they were both trying to get to where they were going, and they were being a bit loud, a bit whatever, laddish. Rapscallions in the other station, but in this station there happened to be the same ones who had been delayed to where I was going to, but they were stopping somewhere else by what I heard, what they said. But they kept on, I don't know why you would do this, it's so stupid, but they kept on putting their feet on the yellow line, which is of course something you don't do. So they kept on, doing that. They kept on getting station attendants saying, well, can you not do that? And it's just like, why are you doing that? You're just stupid. You're delaying yourself further. Just trying to be idiots, really. Okay, fair enough. Got nothing else better to do. Fair enough. I, of course, didn't say anything, but I did silently judge them. So that was good. I was just there silently judging whilst they did that. But then, no criticism. I feel like there's a lot of moaning here, but there was a tent on the tracks. Of course, there was a tent on the tracks. So for a good 20 minutes, we were just staying there. The train was on the horizon, tent on the train tracks, but nothing could happen. No one could move. I think I was hesitant to get on the tracks, even though obviously nothing could come that way because they were the train blocking it. Eventually, I don't know. Good on them. I know, obviously, stressful situations. They have to deal with a lot of stuff like that. And it's not just as simple as jumping in there. I'm sure they had to call someone, get someone's permission, say, hey, can this happen? This is going to happen. So eventually, the driver, or someone from the train anyway, comes off of it. They get the tent, hold it aloft, throw it away. And now, of course, to a big cheer and congratulations from everyone at the station. Of course, the people on the other platform were loving every second because they're not delayed by this. Their train's still coming. They're loving this. They're filming. Ironically, I didn't because I thought, yeah, no. Even though that would have been perfect for this to show. Trust, it did happen. Pictures or it didn't happen, but truly it did. Would have been perfect for this because a lot of other people were, but I didn't want to. Not everyone was, but some were. I didn't want to join in on that, humiliation of people who are just trying to do their job. So there we go. Ultimately, finally, we were able to get going and get on the way. Here I am. I'm stood in the middle of the train, to be honest, because again, it was very, very packed. I thought there's no point in trying to look for one, embarrassingly humiliating, walking through all these aisles. So in the end, I just stood there in the little carriageway in between the seats, basically. I am happy there. I am actually happy. Look. Maybe tired by then. Maybe I'm a bit tired. There it is. Some good footage of me. The train moving. You see how quick it's going. It's really quick. There was the attendant coming by for tickets, and mine for some reason just wouldn't load up. It wouldn't when I went into it. Because it was an e-ticket, like the barcode wouldn't show. Even with my data on, it just wouldn't show. So he's like, "Oh, well, go into your email," and eventually I was able to get it through there. But then he was busy when he come to collect it. Said he'll come back. Didn't see it again. Eventually, I did get a seat towards the end, the last 15 minutes of the journey. And then I saw him. I was like, "Oh, hey, man, here we are." So then he scanned that. He said, "Thanks." I think by then he had already realised, oh, he's got the ticket anyway. I don't. It looks like it's not so important to scan every single thing as long as he knows. So there we go. Funnily enough, as I was in that little carriageway in between the trains, the Rapscallions from the platform did actually walk past me. They just went, "Oh, excuse me, mate, go past." And then they did, and it seemed all right there. A lot of people like that when they are delinquents, when they are a bit unruly on other bits. They're actually all right if you speak to them, but just wanted to mess around. But yeah, I was silently judging again as they walked past, silently judging him, thinking, you. Oh. Here I am, eventually off. I'm really happy. It's a really hot day. Look at clear skies. There's literally nothing there. I am off. Look there. Oh, that might be a bit doxing, a bit revealing. Sorry if I keep saying doxing. But then again, a lot of places in England look the same. To be honest with you, if you're not from here, it all looks the same. So happy to finally be there after all that travel. It took me so much longer than it needed to. There is a silver lining though. On that train, they did announce that any disruptions, I know people probably already knew this, but I didn't know it. Any disruptions along the way, for however long, you can get your money back. So I should be able to get my money back for that. Haven't done it as of now, but I will be doing that. I have 28 days to do it, or probably maybe 23 now. But anyway, I will get my money back for that journey. But I'm so happy to finally set foot on Earth. Finally get there. Here I am, actually, in the hotel. Trusty Premier Inn. Good enough for Ant and Seb, good enough for me. Hello, Ant and Seb, my good mates. Standing there, sorry about that person's leg. Ironically, the person I'm seeing is a Kara. She was a Kara. from the looks of things. She was with an old man. In the end, she was only getting, I think, some coffees or something for him. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, ironically, she's got the same job as the person I was going to meet. But there we go. I hope that's not too personal, because there's lots of carers in vague area, so, and everywhere. But anyway, there I am waiting. Look, I'm looking a bit impatient because they took about 20 minutes, no, 15 minutes to get there, and it turns out I didn't even need to wait that long because there was no one at the desk initially. Turns out the self-service kiosks, you just do it through that. You just do it through that. So embarrassing. Wait 50 minutes for nothing. And then when I did do it, I couldn't. You needed to scan the card to activate it. Couldn't do it. I had to get them again. Sorry, it's alright for you. So they had to manually do it at the desk because I couldn't do it from the machine. But they were quite understanding. Nice actually. They said, "Oh yeah, sometimes you get a faulty one," which is nice because it could just be that I was shit at it. Here I am in the lift. Look at me. The famous Premier Inn. Funnily enough, once I got out of the lift, on my floor, my door is literally the very first one through that door, so it's quite smooth and easy to find. There I am. Nice room.
It's literally that one right there.
There I am looking at my room, the classic filming of the room. Look at that. I mean, standard. It's Premier Inn. Like I said, if it's good enough for Ant and Seb, it's good enough for me. They do it. I can do it. Look at that. There we go. There's, wow, memories I will say for when I'm recording this voiceover because it feels a while ago now, but wow. Lovely room. I don't know why I'm recording it like it's Revelation. I think everyone knows what a Premier Inn room looks like. I love that there's always a chair in the corner, little cup chair there. Never gets used unless, yes, you do use it, and by then, that's pretty dodgy if you do. So, it's either redundant or disgusting. As I mentioned in the other video, I'm sure, the other clip, Dominik Mysterio won't be happy with me, but I did go to Wetherspoons. Here I am. Dominik's hated place, but lovely. Gotta love a Wetherspoons, right? And for those wondering, I had the Big Smoke burger. I always get that. Absolutely lovely. Love that cheese. Love the pulled pork. That's pulled beef, actually. Again, not an advertisement for Wetherspoons, unless, especially with the comments made by Dominik, but especially they can give me money if they want. They can do that. There it is at night. Now, again, it's probably not as beautiful as I think it is, but it was nice. It was that thing. I'd had a few drinks in there. I will say I was struggling to find. I was looking at buses for the next day. Again, I'm sure I'll explain in the clip, but looking for buses. Just couldn't find it. Getting increasingly pissed, as in drunk, because I'd hadn't drank in ages. First drink I'd had in months. I only really socially drink, or if there's a certain situation where I'm like, okay, the opportunity arises, but I don't really buy it in. I only have it when I'm out, which is rare. But anyway, I was eating my food, getting increasingly more like woozy. I had another one. I'm just struggling to find good memories, but struggling to find where the bus stop was on my phone, frantically searching by Google Maps. Just struggled to find it. But awkwardly, I did. There was a man sat on the floor, and I thought, oh, lovely man. He's told me I've gone dead end because I had. He's like, oh, it's dead end there, mate. I go to approach him. Obviously, I'm a bit drunk, so I don't even realize it. Doesn't even go through my mind. The poor man is a homeless person. He asks me for change, which I regrettably didn't have. I don't really carry cash nowadays. Because I just used my card. Of course, I told him this, and he said, "I've got a card machine." That's like, I'm sorry, I'm because I were also drunk. I was like, I'm sorry, I think I've gone the wrong way because I'm really sorry. I'm trying to get back to my hotel. I don't know why. He's like, which way do you need to go? And I'm just looking around thinking, what was it? He's like, where do you need to go, mate? I'm like, oh no, sorry, I found it. I know where I'm going. Sorry, go. Listen, because what I didn't want to do is, I don't know, with the card machine thing, I'm just like, oh, I don't know, it's a bit. How much do you give him? How much do you give him if it's infinite? Well, not infinite, but whatever's in my bag, which isn't infinite, I will add. What do I do? What do I do? Just in case, what if it gets something happens with it, some hacky thing? I don't know. So I just kind of like said, sorry, gotta go. God bless him. Hope he finds, peace. Here I am after the day. Look at me. This is me happy, but I'm just trying to think. Sorry, that's quite a skip forward. But there we go. That's me. Little did I know at the time. Funny, I do a little. I think you even see it on camera in a minute, or maybe I've started it and I don't notice. But I do a bit of a Del Boy, so the wall I'm leaning against is actually a little bit loose. So I'll lean against it and I almost do a Del Boy. Just go for it. I don't remember taking that one. That's a brilliant. It's a brilliant vlog, isn't it? What's this? What's going on? Sorry, I have to. Where is that? Well, again, I'm probably doxing. There's the. That's me. That's it. I finally got back. I'm sure I'll explain it in a clip afterwards. I finally got back in where I were. What had happened there was actually rather, the train. I'm sure I explained it in the clip, but the quick thing is, the train got delayed. The first one was meant to be coming at 1. But then it was like 3 o'clock. Got delayed, which was so annoying. But then eventually went to the town. Got on the bus, lovely woman there. Oh yes, this one, all this. Needed the toilet. So when I eventually touched down, I was just so happy to finally be back. Which was weird because I'm coming off the back of like the awesomeness of what had just happened. Absolutely elated, absolutely amazing. I can say this now because I couldn't at the time for the other video because I wanted to be a bit more not as forthcoming to mean that the next bit you saw had a bit more weight to it. But yeah, I was absolutely elated from what had happened. I was so happy. I was over the moon, but I couldn't celebrate too soon because 1, I'm in public, and 2, I'm dying. I'm trying to go back. I'm dying for the toilet. When I eventually got back, I was so happy. So happy to be home. So happy to be back. Because I was bursting. And then I was absolutely elated in my hotel room. Just overjoyed with where that went. Here I am. This will be an individual short. Look at this. This voiceover of it. I'm kissing what I wore. Look at that. I'm hugging it. Oh. I'm laughing at myself here. I'm saying you're the man. I hold it now like a belt. There we go. Brilliant. What a funny bit. What a funny man I am. Even there. But yeah, I think I put in the thing, yeah, I must be Shrekking or something, didn't I? But all jokes aside, that's more of a relationship thing, not a date thing, but still. Well, there I am, looking because I'm on the 3rd floor, reminded me of a McFly song, so I'm just taking the time to pose with a photo there because I saw the 3rd floor. There were so many stairs, it took me forever to get down. There was a lift, which I initially went on. There was a man who I saw in the corridor just before I got down. I took the elevator, and then he saw me once I got down. He's like, I'm off the elevator, and he'd walk down the stairs. He's like, see, take the stairs quicker and healthier. I'm like, oh, yeah. Well, I went down there the next time. Took me forever to get down there. So many. So, of course, I had to take a pit stop when I got to the 3rd floor to do that little reference because I had to. I didn't explain to the man, but I do have asthma, so that was a genuine reason for not getting the stairs, but there we go. Here I am, finally at my station. A bit of a time jump. I wanted to make it mostly about my way there. But I've also done some bits in between, little different journeys. I was unsure because at first I was going to do a video. It was just going to be one long video, but I realized how long that would be. So now that's why the travel is more of an individual one, and the travel is a smaller part of the original video. But I did need to chronicle me getting there at the station. This way on the back, finally on the last station, it was much smoother on the way. No really big delays. You got different like stations. Okay, it's now at this. Sorry, different platforms, but that's a minor thing. Got to this. The first one come right on time. Perfect. I mean, there was like a little girl sat behind me. Bless her. Being a bit loud. You know, kicking the chair a bit and doing all this, but her mother was like, "Oh no, no, don't do that," and you know what I mean. So not much there. And then when I got to the station or made the connection to where I go, where I live, or the nearest city where I live, the one I said I couldn't take footage at. Um, when I eventually got to that one, um, that was like I think only 30 minutes delayed, so that wasn't an issue. Here I am, the station on the way, absolutely amazing. The whole journey had been there. What a great time. My way there, which was disastrous, but also my way in between little bits. It seemed like every step of the way there was some problem. I either got lost, couldn't find things, trains got delayed, issues happened, Rapscallions happened. It was crazy, but eventually I was able to get there. Worth the journey, very much worth the journey for the amazing time I had. I do think about it. All of that was for like 3 hours, but very much worth it. 3 hours. There we go. Amazing, crazy journey. But I look back now and I go, what a time. What a time. That was 3 days worth, to be honest. I travel up on the Sunday, the whole Monday, travel back on the Tuesday. Wow. But what a time. Anyway, cheers for watching. Thank you very much. Drop this like if you like, subscribe for more. Um, Fun stuff. I'll try and do a few more different lifey stuff. There's going to be telling my awful jokes to AI. I am going to be doing that. If you haven't seen the original video, I implore you to watch that date video because you see me change. I did actually say in the thumbnail, I forgot to say this in the video itself. I say in the thumbnail, I've changed. But genuinely, and I've already thought of that on my way there, once I'm back, I'm like, you know what, actually, it's true. Feels true. I feel calmer. I feel more relaxed and happy as a person. I already were. I'm an optimistic and happy person anyway, but, even more so. And any area of negativity I try and stamp out now because it's just like I feel so lucky and fortunate. But anyway, cheers. Thanks very much. Leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment, please. And I'll see you in something else, hopefully. Goodbye.